Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bailiwick Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Archie Corbett, and today I'm joined by a very, very special guest. It's England legend, Mr. Joe Hart. He's here to talk us through the FIFA 2026 World Cup as part of our podcast series. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Joe, thank you very much for joining us, mate. Absolute pleasure to have you on here. How are you?
Good, man. Yeah, life's good. Nice and chilled, ready to go for the summer.
Good, man. So we'll dive straight in. You're a man that's got 75 England caps. You've been involved at 2 World Cups. Experienced football at the highest level for a number of years. Can you describe to us what it feels like walking out a tunnel at a World Cup?
Optimistic. It's the only way I can describe it. You kind of get in this zone. I'm pretty sure every team in the tournament will be the same, but you kind of get in this mindset and this tone where you're there to win it.
Yeah.
You know, all the talking's done, especially that first game, because there's so much build-up. But you get through all that, you get through all the talking, you get through the team selection, and once you're actually there, like I say, you're just prepped up, ready to go. With only intention is to win the thing.
Happy days. Is the pressure sort of noticeably different, do you think, compared to your average Premier League FA Cup game? How does it differ when you're walking out at a major tournament?
It's tough because I didn't see it as pressure. It was excitement, the opportunity, the opportunity felt more. The excitement felt that little bit more because you just knew that you'd worked kind of all season at what you were doing, your day-to-day stuff, which is just as much of a buzz, by the way. But when you come to that tournament, you realise that you are that close to doing something really special, especially with England's recent history in terms of not winning it.
Yeah.
You realize that, and like I say, some people, it depends how your mind works. Some people work in different ways. Some people, pressure is to perform, and that brings the best out of them. But my pressure was opportunity, and I just felt like it was an opportunity to do something special.
Good, man. It's a bit different with that badge on your chest, isn't it?
A little bit, but at the same time, we're kind of trained. We're trained animals, to play football, to be a teammate, and it sounds like I'm belittling it, but I'm not. But like, it doesn't matter what badge is on you. If you're going to be at the top level, you have to represent at all moments.
Nice one. Take me into the 2014 World Cup changing rooms. What's the vibe, sort of pre-match, post-match? Who's on the tunes? Who's getting up for it?
Like I said, in team football, team sport, you find so many different ways, and it's only now I'm out of sport that I realise that that dressing room would look normal to me if I walked in. One person headphones in, one person chatting, one person on the phone, one person meditating in the corner. Like, it just takes all different ways of doing things. So it's hard to say, but we all just had our own ways of doing it, and it all kind of just was like a bit of mess that came together. Because, like I say, we do football and play so many games that you've got to do it your way. You've got to be, and especially if you get to a World Cup squad level, you're confident enough to be yourself, and I think that should be encouraged, really encouraged. I've been in dressing rooms in the past where you're almost told how to be and what to do, but the more my career progressed, the more open people were to letting people be themselves.
So, looking ahead to this summer, obviously it's a big one for England. England squad's been announced. It's the first one for Thomas Tuchel. What do you make of this year's squad selection?
I kind of seen it. I saw it coming in how he's made his selections, in how he's. Do you know what? I don't. In a manager, I like one thing. I like it in most people, actually. Is consistency. Consistency in how he behaves. Consistency in what he wants to see in his squad. And the consistency also that is how he'll reward you if he sees what he wants to see. I think he's picked a squad. I think from being in teams, ultimately my career's had a lot of success, but I didn't have success when it comes to international. So I certainly don't have the recipe. But the people off the field are just as important, if not more important, as on the field in terms of creating that environment to want to keep pushing and growing. And he's made some tough calls, and I feel so much for the boys who've not been picked. I've been both sides of that coin. I've been the one that's not expected to go and got picked in 2010, and I've expected to go in 18 and just been told, like the week before, by the way, stand down, you're not wanted. And it is heartbreaking, but it's an opportunity you need good people around you to kind of really understand why you're not in that squad. have a
Of course.
good moment to look in the mirror. If you're comfortable and happy, you did everything you possibly could. Have a great summer. If you think there's a little bit more you can add to your game, work on it. It's
Yeah.
football just never stops, and the guys who haven't been picked are not of an age where this is the end of them.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's a lot of quality in and around that England setup currently. Is there any individuals that you were particularly disappointed to not see in the squad?
I think from a home point of view, I think it's not nice not seeing Phil Foden there, but I understand it. I've seen Phil this season, and he'll be the first to admit he's not at the level that he wants to be. But there's no doubt about it. He can get back to it and surpass it. He's got vast experience. He's still young, incredible talent. Might freshen things up with a new manager. You never know. Um, but yeah, I think he'd understand, but he'll be disappointed as always.
Of course. Looking ahead, how will this team differ to a Gareth Southgate side, and how do you think they can get across the line against the likes of France and Spain and the teams that you really want to beat?
Honestly, like I say, if I had that answer, honestly, mate, I'd be a lot further in my life right now than I am.
Yeah.
But I think they've got to learn from. I think there was often you felt like you wanted things to happen under Gareth, but he had that much trust. He trusted his team so much, and they benefited so much from his trust and his love and
Yeah.
his understanding of his team. I think the reason and why Thomas has been brought in is that kind of outside thought process of just like there to win, ruthless. He'll make big decisions, whether they come off or not. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's very much as an England player or manager. It's very much decided on where you finish.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he'll be more on the front foot in terms of when he thinks he needs to change things up,
Yeah.
make decisions to win the whole tournament. There might be a complete or 8 or 9 changes in a certain game, especially in the group stages, because he feels like he's trying to plot his way through the tournament.
Yeah.
And he seems like he's a bit more comfortable doing that. But I also understand why Gareth was the way he was, because he was very much a loyal coach who believed in his boys and his stars.
Top man. I want to tap into your goalkeeping expertise quickly. Personally, I absolutely love your goalkeeping analysis. I think it's amazing. Pickford's always been excellent for England. How do you rate him alongside some of the other goalkeepers in the tournament?
I think internationally he stands strong. In recent tournaments, to go so deep. I think semi-final, final, quarter-final, final, all of them playing well, all of them, having big moments, especially for the team. Uh, I think as a previous number one goalie to have no question marks around your name, especially when India can play anyone in England. Bear in mind, it's not just a squad situation where you've got 3 goalies to choose from. I think it's testament to him. He's kept his club form. Um, he's shone. He's shone every year. All right, ideally he wants to be competing for trophies for Everton, but look, you can only do what's in front of you. And ultimately, he's probably picked up Player of the Season in the last 4 or 5 seasons, and that's just for Everton, as well as being in the mix for England. So consistency, um, dedication. He puts himself out there, rarely misses a game, trains hard. I really like Jordan. I'm really pleased for the career that he's had.
How important is that top goalkeeper to have in a major tournament like the World Cup?
Like I say, I wish I was talking from experience, but if you're gonna go and look from the winners and the previous semi-finalists and quarter-finalists, then they're all the world elite. Martinez last year, sorry, 4 years ago with his performance.
Unbelievable.
Unai Simon recently with the Euros was faultless, barely put a foot wrong. You go back to Lloris in 18. These guys are leading from the front. And it's just, I think to win a World Cup, like I say, this is not from experience, but from the outside looking in, you need everyone playing at their absolute peak. You need in each probably of the latter games, you need at least 3 people stepping up and going beyond. And your likes of Martinez, especially in recent memory, did that.
Excellent. I'll end on a couple quick fire questions for you, Joe. One word answers if you like. If you could add in one England teammate from your playing days to this squad, who would you pick?
Um, I would pick Rooney, just because
Rooney.
you just never know. Peak Rooney, just let him go in there and just
He's
cause
a
chaos.
beast. Yeah. Change a game, that man.
Yeah.
Are there any players that you've got your eye on that you think could become a superstar this summer at the World Cup?
For England?
England or elsewhere?
I'm interested to see how the French front three or whatever they play works out. Just
front five.
however they're going to play it,
Yeah.
whatever roles they're going to play, I think will be really exciting to see. And obviously, I know Scotland wise, I'm excited to see how they do. I want to see John McGinn on the big stage.
Yeah, too right.
And, I want to see what he's got. I'm excited to see that.
Good man. Have you got a most underrated goalkeeper? Someone that might not get the plaudits that they deserve?
Not really. Most ones, mate, are fully established in that tournament that I can think of. Interested to see what with the German situation with Neuer going back into the squad, how that one's going to play out. Because obviously that's a big call, massive call to bring him back. But no, I think that I'm excited to. Do you know what? I'm not even going to claim to be a world expert. I'm really I love watching the goalkeepers in the World Cup and people emerging. I could chuck a name at you, but I'd be blagging. I really would. But I know there's going to be at least 15, 20 in there that I'll be like, right, okay. I'm interested to see after the tournament how it all moves around.
Progression, yeah. Finally, Messi and Ronaldo, it's their last tournament. Can you see either of them lifting the trophy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%. I think.
Well, who's more likely?
I think Messi's more likely. With the previous experience. Again, I'd be absolutely lying if I said I watch the MLS every week. But he seems to even the clips and stuff that I'm involved in, he still looks so sharp. Threading balls through the eye of a needle. When he gets a finish, it doesn't matter what league he's in. You're not saving a lot of the goals that he's scoring. Both unbelievable physical specimens. Ronaldo's still scoring goal after goal. So they're both going to have their imprint, and it'll be. If and when they do leave the tournament, I think it'll be a sad day for football.
I agree. Joe, thank you so much for your time, mate. Much appreciated, buddy.
You're welcome, my man.